Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Before the Four. I am digital host AJ Wuest, excited to bring you all another Before the Four on this lovely Wednesday afternoon. And if you're new to Before the Four, I want to welcome you. This is just a little interactive live stream where I talk about WAFF's top stories before our evening newscast. And of course, if you're returning to Before the Four, thank you so much for spending a little bit of your afternoons with me. The first thing I want to shout out, Tennessee Valley Living and Brianna Wynn out there at Tennessee Valley Living, they have launched kind of a Before the Four version of theirs. It's called, right now it's called the TVL Preview Show. And it is a similar format to Before the Four at 10 a.m. And Brianna Wynn is the digital host with them. So if you're a big fan of Tennessee Valley Living and TVL, you might want to check out that live stream at 10 a.m. every single day. You're not going to want to miss it. It's some exciting stuff going on there. But without further ado, I think it is time we jump in to today's top stories. And before we head into our reporter stories, what our reporters will be covering this afternoon, first I'm going to talk a little bit about the top stories today on our website, waff.com. And of course, starting things off here in Huntsville, the man who allegedly robbed the CB&S Bank was arrested today. Now that is him you see on screen there. Now according to Huntsville police, 36-year-old Justin Lee Tilking walked into the CB&S Bank on Madison Street last Tuesday. He asked to borrow a pen from a teller, and he wrote on a note implying that he was robbing the bank. Now, of course, out of fear for her and everyone else's safety in that bank, she complied and handed him a small amount of cash from her desk. Now, Tilking was finally located late last night and later arrested with a charge of third-degree robbery banking institution strong-arm. And that is a crazy story there. But now in DeKalb County, where a man pled guilty today to a 2021 murder of a Rainsville man. Now, District Attorney Summer Summerford tells us that Jason Cardwell was convicted of murdering Ricky Wilkes of Rainsville. Now, Cardwell and Wilkes worked together and continued their friendship up until August 6th, 2021, when Wilkes was murdered. Now, Cardwell confessed that he stabbed Wilkes and drug him out of his car into a wooded area near a car wash close to Cardwell's home. Very crazy story there. Now, what are our reporters doing this afternoon? Let me fade here. Now, 48 reporter Aria Pond, she has been in Leeton today, talking with several out there for the big Sledge Fest music festival coming up this weekend in the town of Leeton. So make sure you all stay tuned to our evening newscast because you're just not going to want to miss this big event in the small town of Leeton. And of course, yesterday, I actually got to speak with the mayor of Leeton. His name was Mr. Derek Silcox, as he previewed the festival and gave me a little history lesson about the music scene out there in Leeton. It is a very insightful interview, and with that, I think I am going to play it. Really, what makes it so special to the people in the city of Leeton?
So this will be our third annual Sledge Fest. What it is a time to honor our hometown heroes of music history, Jimmy Hughes and Percy Sledge. And this year we'll also be recognizing Bob Carl Bailey, who was a founder of WZZA Radio, all from right here in Leeton. So it's 3 days of just fun, free music. We'll have food trucks, our local restaurants, just different events. So we just want to encourage everybody to come out and have a good time and see Leeton.
Very cool. And you mentioned those first two local acts. Can you talk a little bit about them as well?
Yes. So Jimmy Hughes would have been the first person to have a record on the Fame record label. He had the hit song Still Away in 1964. He kind of knocked the Beatles off the charts at their height. And then he had several other follow-up songs like Neighbor Neighbor, I Like Everything About You, lots of other songs. And then Percy Sledge, of course, is world famous for When a Man Loves a Woman, but he also had a long recording and touring career. And we have some of their artifacts and outfits and things in our museum located in our Bank Independent right on Main Street that'll be open during the music as well.
That's super cool. Very cool. And you mentioned that this is the third annual Sledge Fest. What really inspired it to really come about?
Well, number one, we wanted to have an outdoor event during COVID just so the people in our town could come out and get together and have a good time in a safe open air environment. And then we wanted to recognize our music legacy. We always tell people you can't tell the story of the Muscle Shoals Sound if you don't start in Leeton, because it's really where it comes from. And so we just continue to do it. And also from the point of view of a small rural town, we want to invite people in for them to see a town that they may not normally drive through, and show them what we have to offer as far as our restaurants and our shops and library and museums and all that. So it's just a time for us to welcome everybody in and give our local residents a fun and relaxing weekend.
Sounds super awesome. And again, that is Mayor Silcox, the mayor of Leeton, and it looks like it is a big event for such a small town of Leeton. So that seems like a super cool thing that you can do this weekend. Also, if you want to watch that full interview, you can go to WAFF.com. It'll be on the digital show section, and then it'll be the 48 Now section on the digital show section. You can catch all the latest 48 Now interviews that we do. But now in Madison, 48's Daquan Lee, he will be providing updates on the road construction going on out there. So if you have to commute anywhere near Madison, whether it's coming or going from work, you might want to listen up and tune in to tonight's newscast to hear what Daquan has to say about it. And some exciting news for Toyota today. The car company announced that it will expand Huntsville's plant with a $282 million investment. Now, the investment will add 350 new jobs. Now, officials say it will offer its commitment to reinvesting profits in its U.S. operations. Now, let's take a listen.
This investment brings more than 350 new, high-quality jobs to Huntsville. The plant's already an engine powerhouse, and this venture adds new lines for drivetrain products.
Very awesome stuff there. Now, in case you all didn't know, tomorrow marks the 80th anniversary of D-Day, and some World War II veterans are going back to France to remember the past and honor the memories of loved ones whose lives were lost. Now, NBC recently caught up with some of these veterans making the trip. Let's watch.
A hero's welcome for the men who helped change the course of history. Back on French soil, saluted and celebrated, most returning for the last time. These veterans were young men, some teenagers 8 decades ago, all here on that fateful day. What do you think, Floyd?
I think it's great. Let's keep going.
Floyd Blair is 103. Dick Rung turns 100 in the fall. He was just 19 on a transport boat taking tanks to shore. Floyd flew above, giving cover.
To me, it looked like every ship and boat in the world was right out there.
The dead bodies were already Washington shore when I got there.
This was to be the longest day.
June 6, 1944, D-Day. The U.S. and its allies stormed the beaches of Normandy, breaking through Nazi defenses, a massive assault that would lead to Allied victory. The number of those still alive to tell the stories of that day disappearing fast, their average age now 100. Ed Berthold is back for the first time at 104 years old. On D-Day, he bombed a key bridge in Saint-Lô. It was only his third mission. Were you scared?
Oh yeah. as you approach the target, the bombs would be going off around you. I hope I don't have one with my name on it.
Along this 50-mile coastline on D-Day, more than 4,000 Allied troops died in the first 24 hours. Ed wrote home the next day.
Dear Mom, just a few lines to tell you we are all okay. We flew mission number 10 on D-Day.
For so many of these vets, coming back is a chance to revisit the past. Dick Rung kept a journal all those years ago, saving mementos. What's this?
That's a piece of shrapnel.
Like this tiny piece of shrapnel from a German bomb that exploded close to his boat. It's also a chance to honor friends who didn't make it home, remembering the past with a message for younger generations.
I want them to learn to live together. They'll respect their fellow man and quit doing this stupid fighting.
Dick and Floyd say this will be their last trip to these beaches, a place where even 80 years later, they're still remembered as heroes.
Incredible story there, honoring these American and even world heroes. Very awesome. And in national news, the Starliner finally launched today. Finally, I was waiting for that thing to launch this past Saturday. I thought it's our time. It's finally going to launch. And then the last minute, they pulled the plug on it, and I was very disappointed about that. But it finally launched today, so that is some exciting stuff. Stick around for our evening newscast to get more information about the Boeing Starliner. But that was an awesome national story. And another awesome national story, from homeless to graduating top of his class. Let's watch.
A message to New Orleans youth from Elijah Hogan, the 2024 valedictorian at Walter L. Cohen High School.
This go out to all African American children, teens included. Despite where you are or the area you in, even though it may look bad and down, there are moments where there will be people that will give you a guiding hand to help get you through. So take that opportunity.
Hogan graduated with a 3.89 GPA.
The main challenge was fitting in. There was a lot of obstacles I went through, but I was able to come through it head on.
And he has many people to thank.
One of them is the Covenant House. Without their help, I wouldn't have been here where I am, as well as my family members. Despite them being out of state, I still have connections with them.
Along with the memory of his mother, who passed away when Hogan was only 8. For the last year and a half, he's been a resident here at the Covenant House that provides a place to stay for youth who are homeless. His caseworker says right away organizers at the house knew just how bright Hogan was.
For the last 4 years, we have pushed ourselves in our education.
She videoed Hogan's speech to his class, bringing her to tears.
I could see him really just enjoying this moment. That's all that I could ask for Elijah. It was such a great moment.
For the teen,
there are times and places where you can have fun, but also times and places where you have to do your hardest to get where you want.
The struggle was one he took in stride, knowing his achievements will inspire his siblings and other youth that may find themselves in a similar situation.
Don't let others define who you are. Don't let things get you down. Don't let it chain you down. Let moments help you get through it.
That is some great advice right there. Super, super awesome story. And that just goes to show no matter what your situation you're in, you can always make it through. You just got to keep the faith and keep the right attitude. But that is such an awesome story right there. Now, stories you're just not going to want to miss. Alcohol before sleeping on planes, common sunscreen mistakes. Of course, with summer coming up, you're going to want to apply sunscreen correctly. And of course, TJ Maxx now using body cams. Find out more about these stories you're just not going to want to miss in our evening newscast. And this is, another thing you're not going to want to miss. I'm glad I just thought of this. You're not going to want to miss our evening forecast from 48 First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Mr. Brad Travis, and just hear what he has to say about the weather coming up. Now, if you guys are new to Before the Four, you might not know what's about to happen, but if you are a faithful, you're returning, you know exactly what time it is. And right now it is time, of course, for Facebook Fun. And just a little explainer for you all. Facebook Fun is a little segment we like to end it on. Every day we try to ask a question on Facebook, and you all typically respond very accordingly and give me a hard time to pick 3, 4, sometimes even 5 of my favorite comments. But let's see what today's question was. Today's question was, what TV series had a disappointing ending? That is actually a tough one. I honestly do not watch a whole lot of TV or TV shows. I'm more of a movie. I watch a lot of sports. That's another thing I watch a lot of. But I have not stuck around for very many TV shows. But let's see what you all had to say. Doug said the Beverly Hillbillies. Did Jethro ever become a double-aught spy? I don't know what happened with Jethro. I've seen the Beverly Hillbillies a few times. It's a really good show. I'm often called Jethro for some reason. I don't really know why. I think it might have something to do with the amount of food I eat at restaurants. I really don't know, but people like to call me Jethro. But thank you for commenting. Christy said Young Sheldon. I haven't seen Young Sheldon, but that was actually a very popular comment today. So, Christy, I think you and a lot of people at home are on the same page there. And then the last one, hands down, Game of Thrones, said Marty Johnny Cobb. And we actually got a lot of Game of Thrones comments today. So it sounds like that one was the popular answer. So Game of Thrones, I think that one is the winner today. Now, I did another interview today. We have not posted that on our website quite yet, but we'll be posting that one tomorrow, so stay tuned to tomorrow's Before the Four. It should be going live around 3:40 right here on Facebook, or if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're on our website, it will be in the live stream section of our website as well. But if you haven't done so already, download the 48 Digital app, turn on those push notifications, and get the breaking news delivered directly to you. And the same goes for the 48 First Alert weather app as well. And you will not miss a breaking update. But anyway, that is just about all the time I have in today's Before the Four. I want to thank you all for sticking around and spending a little bit of your Tuesday afternoon or your Wednesday afternoon. Wow, I can't believe I just said Tuesday afternoon. But your Wednesday afternoon with me, and I will see you all again tomorrow. But with that said, you know how we like to end this. Thanks for watching. You all have a great night.